So, over the weekend, today's Friday, so last Saturday, I posted a video saying that my van was fixed. There was no leaks or anything like that. As it turned out, that wasn't entirely the case. So let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Here's my new radiator, brand spanking new. So in the video, I mentioned there's a crack right about here on the old radiator that I had in. And then once the replacement radiator got put in, I noticed there's a crack. There's a crack right in this area somewhere. And the reason why it wasn't leaking when I first put it in is because the system wouldn't pressurize. So once I started driving it and the system pressurized, that's when I noticed there was a leak. So just like in my last video, this cross member needs to come out, the shroud needs to come off, the trans cooler needs to be disconnected, and of course the fluid needs to be drained before the radiator can come out. Anyway, I've got it jacked up right now. There's the bucket underneath. Time to start draining. As you can see, I've got everything out and obviously disassembled. And now it's time to start putting the new radiator in. Actually, this only took me about 5 minutes, so I'm doing good on time. So here's where things are at. Upon further inspection of the previous radiator that I just took out today, it had a crack in the exact same spot as the original one that I took out. Sorry about the sound of the wind right now. So what we ended up doing was replacing the thermostat and putting new hardware in there. And then, of course, replacing the radiator itself. And one thing that both of us noticed when that radiator got taken out and drained today is that there was some sediment in the bucket that came out. So what we're thinking is either the thermostat went bad, which was a new thermostat that I put in, but it could have been faulty, and maybe it was building up too much pressure where this hose connects to the radiator tank and caused a crack, because it's basically right in line with the radiator hose. Or there was sediment that was in that radiator and maybe the radiator was partially plugged, and that's what caused too much pressure to build up and crack the radiator. So, we just replaced the thermostat today and, of course, the radiator at the same time, since we were going to be taking the hose off anyway. I took it for a short drive, and now that I'm back home, the radiator has pressure, and you can see there's no leaks, which is good. There is a little bit of blow right here, but that's because the radiator got overfilled when I was putting new radiator fluid in. So it just kind of bubbled up and sprayed. And then, of course, it's windy today, so when you're trying to dump radiator fluid in, the wind was just blowing it back into the engine compartment. That's what that's from. So anyway, I have a job to do today, and my plan is to have this running the whole time we're doing the job. That way, if any leaks do show up, I can check it out right away and figure out, where it's coming from. I have a pretty good idea where the leak would be coming from if it springs a leak today. But, we'll just have to wait and see if the problem is fixed. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Helps me out. Just a quick little update before I cut this video off. Did have a job to do this afternoon, which went off without a hitch. Drove to the junkyard and also did some other driving around after that. And I kept checking every time I stopped to see if there was any leaks or anything like that. And there was nothing, no leaks coming whatsoever. Was able to hold pressure very nicely. The only thing that's kind of mind-boggling a little bit is my temperature gauge. My temperature gauge is sort of bouncing around. Not really sure what's causing that. I know before with the other replacement radiator that I put in, the one that came from the junkyard, the temperature gauge was bouncing around, and then after that is when I noticed I had a crack. So I'm hoping that's not the case this time. It is possible that with the replacement radiator I put in, may have had some sediment in it, as I said in the previous clip, and that it may have gotten plugged or been slightly plugged. Don't really know at this point what to think about the temperature gauge, bouncing around. Good thing is nothing is overheating. That's a good thing. Anyway, if I end up running into more problems or anything like that, I will update you guys. Anyway, as I said in the previous clip, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Have a great weekend.